Hello my friends, my name is DragonHeart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to a brand new save on my channel. This is going to be called Phoenix Rising. We will be playing as my local club, Merthyr Town Football Club, with the aim of trying to get them from the Southern Premier Division all the way up to the Premier League. It's going to be a long-term save on my channel. There'll be a couple of episodes each week. It's something I'm going to not burn myself out to play, and it's going to be over the course of the season, over the course of the year, probably until next year's game is out. Or if I get sacked or relegated, well, not relegated, but if I get sacked and lose my job, then the series just ends just like that abruptly. I want to tell you a little bit about Merthyr before we actually get into the game itself. Merthyr were a club which were in the Southern Premier Divisions and the English non-leagues back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that kind of time period. They used to wear green and red. They ended up reforming and being called Merthyr Tydfil, and this is where most of the sort of success story of Merthyr comes from. They won the Welsh Cup in 1987. Bear in mind they were a non-league club at the time, and they beat Newport in the final at Ninian Park, and because they were the Welsh Cup winners, they were able to go into the Cup Winners' Cup, which meant you go up against other teams around Europe. They ended up playing Atalanta, which are an Italian giant, and they actually beat them at Penydarren Park, the home of Merthyr Town. They beat, a non-league team beating a team in the top division of Italy. That's unheard of. But that happened in 1987, which was absolutely amazing. The club have had lots of ups and downs. They've had a couple of games in the FA Cup that got televised back in the early 2000s. And they fell on hard times in recent years. In 2010, they got wound up. They got liquidated. They got relegated by 3 divisions. They had to reform and rename their club. So it went from being Merthyr Tydfil to Merthyr Town, which is what's known as again. They had to play at Taftswell football ground for the first year. And then after that first season, they came back to Penydarren Park, the home of Merthyr Town. And they've had to slowly build their way back up. But in 2010, they were in the Southern Premier. They're now back in the Southern Premier as of, I think it was the season before last. They just missed out in real life last season, but in recent times they're under sort of difficulty again because they had to pay a £25,000 tax bill. There's a Just Giving page that's been set up. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. Danny Gabardon, former Wales international and former Cardiff City player, gave £1,000. Actor Michael Sheen gave £250 on the Just Giving page. Somebody gave £7,000 just because in honour of their late father. So it's absolutely amazing the support that's been drummed up with this football club and trying to keep this football club alive in the community. But anyway, guys, that's enough about this. I'll talk about the football club in more detail in the coming episodes. Well, let's get involved. Let's get involved. Let's get into it. I can't talk properly. Let's go. Hello YouTube, my name is DragonHeart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to Phoenix Rising. This will be a long-term save on my channel where I take over my local team, Merthyr Town Football Club. As you can see, I'm wearing my Merthyr Town football shirt right now. They are a team which are in the English Southern Premier, but they're a Welsh club. They're one of the 6 Welsh teams behind Cardiff, Swansea, Newport, Wrexham, Colwyn Bay, and of course Merthyr that play in the English Football League system. Now, in this save, I will go over everything in today's episode. This will be like an introduction to the series, but before we do, I want to bring your attention to this right now on the screen. You'll see this is a Just Giving page to Merthyr Town Football Club. They unfortunately have to pay £25,000 tax debt, which they currently owe. Obviously, this is something which is quite common with non-league clubs. I donated some money to them as well, and many people that you might be aware of, some famous people such as Danny Gabardon and Michael Sheen, have actually donated to this Just Giving page as well. So just going to leave that link in the description below for you guys if you want to check it out. Non-league football, of course, is very, very important in terms of football. If non-league football crumbled completely, then there'd be nothing holding the other leagues up, let's be honest. It's where football starts off at that level, basically. So I just want to make you guys aware of that. But Merthyr Town, let's find out a little bit about Merthyr, guys. So, welcome to Merthyr. I'd like to formally welcome you to Merthyr Town. The board would like to assure you to rely on the full backing. They're going to give me a contract worth £725 a week until 2018 next year. Director of Football Les Barlow is responsible for offloading players either permanently or on loan that you were placed on the unwanted or development list. Staff members from the previous regime have been retained. Okay, so we will attend the meeting then. I would like to find out about Merthyr. Let's get this meeting started. Cool. I'd like to learn more about the club. Lovely. I don't feel the meeting's required, and please, blah, blah, blah. I think I'll focus my time and attention on more important things. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the introduction. Lovely. I'm Dean Clark, your assistant manager. I've got some questions to ask you regarding the day-to-day running of the team. Firstly, before we talk about team policies, do you want to arrange an intra-squad friendly? Yeah, we may as well. Intra-squad friendly, you asked. It's been scheduled for tomorrow. I've also written a report for you regarding the team. We'd like to send it to you. Yes, please. That would be good. Thanks for your help. I know where you are. Lovely. Okay, that is the end of the meeting. So, these are my responsibilities. I'll change all of this, so don't worry about that. I'll do all that off camera. Merthyr Town, a background. So you'll see it says formed in 2010. That is kind of true. Merthyr Town were formed actually, I think it was like the late 1800s initially, or early 1900s. Merthyr Town. Then up until sort of the 30s, they folded, and then Merthyr Tydfil was born out of that club. Merthyr Tydfil took over the kind of main aspect of the Merthyr franchise, if you will. But then they basically folded in 2010, and Merthyr Town was sort of brought back in their place again. Essentially, it's the same club throughout history, but the name has changed back to Merthyr Town because they couldn't reuse the name Merthyr Tydfil. They had to play a season away from Penydarren Park. They had to play at Taft's Wells ground. Of course, it's a few miles in the opposite direction from where Merthyr is. Their claim to fame is they actually played and beat Atalanta, which you'll see on my sleeve by here. I have the date 16th of the 9th, 1987. That's the date where they actually beat them. Atalanta, of course, being one of the big teams in Italian football. But on here, it says they were founded in 2010. Merthyr are a semi-professional Welsh club currently playing in the English Southern League Premier. Historically, Merthyr have also been known as Merthyr Tydfil and Merthyr Town. That's quite cool, they've got that on here. Merthyr narrowly failed to win promotion from the Southern Premier last term. They did, unfortunately. The club played their home games at Penydarren Park and possess poor training facilities and poor youth facilities. The club also has fairly basic junior coaching and a limited youth recruitment network. The club is affectionately known as the Martyrs. Merthyr have a history they can be proud of, having won 22 competitions, boasting a total of 22 competition wins. Here are just some of the highlights. Merthyr won the JD Welsh Cup in 1949, 51 and 87. Of course, 87, I've got it by here, it's the year they went on to play Atalanta later that year. And finished runners-up on 3 occasions. They won the English 6th tier on 6 occasions and finished runners-up on 2 occasions. Won the English 7th tier in 88 and 2003. And they won the 8th tier for their only time in 2015 and finished runners-up once. So they've won quite a few different things here. You can see that the training facilities are poor and the youth facilities are also poor. They are things we're going to have to try and improve if we're hoping to try and take the club up to the next level. So that's a little brief history of Merthyr Town. DragonHeart declines to meet the press. I don't really see the point, I can't be asked. I'll talk to him eventually. So this is Dean Clark, my assistant manager. Strengths of this squad. So Oliver Davis is a superb option in goals. So we've got a good goalkeeper. Robbie Patton represents an excellent quality in central midfield, and Stuart Fleetwood represents excellent quality up front. That's good stuff straight away. Players tend to have impressive first touch, which reinforces their technical quality. Goalkeeper depth. We need more cover at left back, in goals as well. My defence needs cover looking at that, so that's probably going to be the main area of the team we look to improve. Introduction by here, so request youth facilities. Do I go straight in and ask for improved youth facilities? Probably not. They say I should make Adam Davis my captain, and Oliver Davis be a good vice captain. All of this stuff we'll come back to. And then we've got our director of football, Les Barlow, who has welcomed me into the fold, and he basically saying I got a scouting budget of about £3,000 here. I can improve that and change that whenever I see fit. I need to get some people into my recruitment team as well. So there's stuff I need to work on here. If I show you the club by here, you'll see got the kits. I've actually owned, well, that top there, it's the home kit. I'm wearing that right now. Lovely kit. It's a throwback to the Merthyr kit that they played in 87. They had pinstripes and red sponsorship in 87. Where they played Atalanta and beat them, and when they also won the Welsh Cup as well. The red strip, I've ordered that one, so I'm hoping for that one to arrive this week at some point. I quite like red as a football kit. Merthyr Town, when they first formed, they actually wore red and green, and then when the new club reformed in 2010, they wore a red and green strip for a season. So that's kind of like a throwback to that in a sense. And finally, the blue and black striped shirt. You'll notice just above the sponsorship, but there, in between where it's got Macron and the Merthyr badge, you'll see the Atalanta badge. That's a replica sort of kit that they have as a third choice this season. They actually had it last season as well, but they've brought it in as a third choice this season as well. I love the colour of blue and black. It's like Inter Milan kind of colours. And they're basically my three favourite colours of football kits: white, red and blue and black. So we got them as our kits for this season. You'll see here now, you won't be able to see us actually because underneath the my camera, unfortunately, but Penydarren Park, it has hold 10,000 capacity. It's quite a big stadium, especially in non-league, but only 1,500 are seated. But still, that's a pretty good number for non-league football. My captain is currently Jared Wright. I don't have a vice-captain. Elliot Richards is my key player. So let's have a look at him to begin with. This is a 4.5-star player who's a striker, also an attacking right midfielder. Maybe we'll go with a 4-3-3 formation in that case. This is going to be the issue, though. Valued at nothing. Trying to keep players at the club, especially at non-league level, is going to be my biggest challenge, I think. Got pretty good stats, though. Its acceleration is not too bad. Natural fitness. Its finishing's at 10. Hopefully that should be good at this level. Pretty determined player, so we should be able to do some good stuff with him. Calcop is my hot prospect. Half decent physical, sure. He's 3.5-star current ability anyway. He's 20 years of age, can play centre or midfield. Who do you used to play for? He's at Swansea. So we're going to be looking at players who used to play for Swansea, Cardiff, Newport, youth players, people who haven't got contracts. That's going to be the kind of players that we're going to try and attract to the club. And then if we have a look at our squad then, and if we bring up, if I can bring up a team report, there we go, split. Squad depth. We've just got us on 4-4-2. Actually, if we do the tactics first, ask assistant, and then we need to change. I have got some preset ones which I might try out. We'll go with the lower league 4-3-3 wide. We're just going to bring that in as kind of a basis. And then we'll go back to team report so I can have a look at my squad depth of players in that position. So I've got two good strikers already. Stuart Fleetwood and Elliot Richards. I haven't got much cover behind those two though, so we'll have to be a bit wary of that. Left wing is going to be a bit of an issue. Actually, I need to change this. Oh, change that. There we go, that's better. So yeah, Stuart Fleetwood, Elliot Richards, happy with them. Elliot Richards can play right wing and left wing. I can play Ian Trailer right wing, so I could have Elliot Richards on the left, Trailer on the right, and Fleetwood up front as a front three. That's not too bad. Robbie Patton and Kyle Kopp are my two centre midfielders that are the best, but Robbie Patton's also a good DM. So by looks of this, it'll be Robbie Patton in the DM with Kyle Kopp and Andrew Evans as my two central midfielders. I've got Curtis McDonald as my left back. Probably going to be Adam Davis as my right back in that case, and it's going to be Lewis Baldwin and Scott Tancock. I've only got Oliver Davis here, so I need to get more cover there. As far as youngsters go, I think these players, why are they all doing here? Why are they all in the under-23s? Okay, squad, move to senior. Squad, move to senior. For some reason they're on the senior squad. There we go. Let's just go back to that now. That should make a bit of a difference. Yeah, we've got an extra centre back now, Jared Wright. We'll try and bring him as a covering centre back. It's quite a small squad. We're going to have to be a little bit careful. Obviously, I mean, you know, we got some good players here. Ability wise, starting 11, pretty strong. We are going to have to work this out. Let's just see what we can do here. So I said Richards to play left wing, and Fleetwood. Let's just swap them around like that. And then we said Andrew Evans, Kopp, Patton, Davis. Yeah, that's the best. That's basically my team right there. You can see fullback, only 2-star, 1.5-star. That's going to be changed. I need to bring in a good young keeper to challenge Oliver Davis as well. That's what we're going to have to do. I'll look at my staff. I currently don't have any staff at all, apart from a director of football and an assistant manager. So I'll look at the finances as well. Not too bad. Pretty decent, actually. So that's going to be something which we'll have to keep an eye on as well. I mean, I could try and make a request to bring in some better training and youth facilities, but I think for now we should be okay. If I have a little look at competitions, what we're looking at right now: English Southern League Premier, ball expectation around top of the league, so they want me to be challenging basically. The FA Cup reached the third round qualifying, and then the English FA Trophy third round qualifying, so we should be able to do them quite simply. The league's going to be the priority, of course, for us this season. Schedule, let's see, I've got my friendly and I've got all of these. Oh, Sheffield is a friendly. That's going to be quite an interesting one. That's just the oldest football club in the world, guys. Sheffield FC. They play in the Evo Stick Premier, Northern Premier D1. Interesting that they've got these, though. So we'll have to look at have a little look at them. Dunstable is going to be our first game. There's some big teams in this division as well. I want to bring up, if I can find it. On home? I think it's on home. Oh, no, it's not. It's on Southern League Premier, and then if I go on to season preview, you'll notice some big teams here in this division. So we are predicted by the media to finish 5th, and we got 5-1 odds. So we're going to be in a mix, you would have thought. You've got Kettering, who are an ex-Football League club. You've got Hereford, who are an ex-Football League club, of course. You've got Chesham, decent team, Kings Lynn, Basingstoke, Weymouth, Redditch. These are all pretty good teams at this level, so we have to be very wary of these. Reputation of this league is not good. It's only a half a star anyway. But we're going to try our best to improve this squad and push up and try and make some beautiful things happen in the league this season. I'm going to end this video here. Let me know if you have any suggestions of good non-league players to bring in. Before we do end, though, one final thing, as I just thought of before I ended the series, I want to show you what leagues I have actually got activated. So if I go on to add remove leagues, these are all the leagues. My performance is 4.5 star. My estimated game speed's 4.5 star. It's a large database, which is 32,000. England, I have Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, Panorama National, National North South, English Regional Premier Division, which is what we're in, and then we've got the Regional First Divisions and the County Leagues. All of them are English. I've got Gibraltar League, first and second tier. I thought it'd be quite cool because they are kind of British in a sense. Republic of Ireland, I've got all of their divisions down to level 5. Northern Ireland, all of their divisions down to level 7. Scotland, all of theirs down to the East South Scotland Football League, and then the Welsh leagues down to the Welsh 3rd Division. So I got all of those leagues added, and I think that'll be a good place to end today's episode. I've been DragonHeart, the Prince of Wales. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye. Thank you for watching the video. I want to say a massive thank you to all my patrons and all my sponsors on YouTube Gaming. They're currently on the screen right now. For more information, check out all the links in my description and check out the links on the screen as well.